Okay, this is the second video showing you how to use statistical notation in Canvas. This one, I will use directional tests as an example. So say our research hypothesis is that sample mean greater than population mean for one-tailed test, KLT test. Okay, that's our example. Okay, so hit the three dots and hit the radical X, okay? We're going to start off this time with the alternative hypothesis because that's easier for me to think about, and maybe it will be for you. So we can do H sub 1 for alternative hypothesis. We click the right arrow to get out of the subscript and we put a colon. Now, if our research hypothesis is that the sample mean is greater than the population mean, then that's going to be parallel to our alternative hypothesis, right? This is just our alternative hypothesis when we do it in scientific and statistical notation. Click on Greek and put mu for the mean, okay? And we're hypothesizing that it is greater than whatever the test value is, okay? So let's say if the mean that we're hypothesizing is 8, okay, we can put 8 there. That will be our test value, right? Okay, so that's our alternative. If that's our alternative hypothesis, then let's write out the null hypothesis. Okay, 0. Use the right arrow to get out of the subscript, colon. So the null hypothesis, but mean, is always going to be the opposite of their alternative with an equal sign. So relationships, if the alternative hypothesis is that's greater than 0, the null is that it's less than or equal to 0, or it's not 0 here, it's 8, right? To the test value, okay? And then we just hit done. All right. And we will test value equals 8 in this example, all right? So what if we're going to do a correlation? So here we're going to say that the research hypothesis is that there's a negative correlation, right? Okay. So for this, again, we hit the three dots and we hit the radical X. We type in, we'll start with the alternative hypothesis of a negative correlation, H subscript 1, right arrow. You can also do H subscript A, colon. Okay, this time we're talking about correlation, so we're going to put a Greek letter rho in there. All right, and now we're hypothesizing a negative correlation, so we can just type less than 0, right? You can just type the less than, or you can also click it over here, right? Okay, and then we'll do our null hypothesis, subscript 0, right arrow, colon. Okay, back to get a row. Now it's going to be the opposite of our alternative with an equal sign, so relationship. If our alternative hypothesis is that the correlation will be negative, then our null hypothesis is the correlation will be greater than or equal to 0. All right, we hit done. And there we have the second example. All right.